So last week I was in the middle of making a video about cooking in Black Desert Online for casual and beginners. Just making some quick silver, really easy, no-brainer guide. And in the middle of that, I decided to take a little break. During that break, I decided to play a game that had just came to Xbox Game Pass called Scarlet Nexus. And after playing it, I felt absolutely compelled to make a video about it. So here we are. Let's get into it. Really briefly before the video, I want to say that the Black Desert video I'm making is still in the works, and I will be releasing it soon. The video is just a really easy guide to make some quick silver for casual or beginner players with cooking. With that out of the way, let's talk about Scarlet Nexus. 15 minutes into playing this game, I stopped. I turned it off. I almost uninstalled it, and looking back, I'm very fortunate that I didn't. Let's first get into why I stopped playing it. About 15 minutes in, I was looking at it thinking to myself, what is this? This is not a video game. This is not what I signed up for. I was looking for a fast-paced, quick action, stylish anime action RPG, but I was left with a storybook. My initial expectations weren't being met, and it was kind of letting me down, to the point where I turned it off. And during this time, I wasn't only just in a video game drought, but an anime drought as well. And it would be the anime drought that would lead me, either by pure coincidence or fate, pick your poison, to discover that Funimation released an anime on Scarlet Nexus. After watching a couple of episodes of the anime, I realized the story's pretty good. The characters are well thought out, and the premise was actually enjoyable. And through that, curiosity spiked, and I wondered, how close is the anime to the video game? Are they the same? Are they similar? I had to find out. So I booted up the game and I started playing again, but this time with a different perspective. I couldn't pinpoint the perspective right away. It was as if looking at it in a different way made me enjoy it even more. And it wasn't till I realized how I was looking at it, how I was perceiving the video game, and it hit me. I was looking at the anime as the anime and the video game as its manga. Now, I'll watch just about any anime. I'm not really picky. I'll give pretty much any anime a shot, because if I don't like it, I just stop watching. But I am very particular in what manga I'll read, especially if it correlates to an anime that I really love. Now, I know it sounds like I'm going off on a tangent because I'm over here supposed to be talking about the game Scarlet Nexus, and instead I'm talking about manga and anime. But trust me, this all ties together and it's very important. With Scarlet Nexus, what I would do is watch a couple episodes of the anime and then go back and play the video game up till that point. And it worked wonders. There was a difference in the story, and also since I was playing the game while perceiving it as the manga, it was more like an interactive manga, which kept it spicy, I guess. Now, I've tried this in the past with other anime and actual manga, and I have gotten sincerely burned by this experience. Case in point was My Hero Academia. I couldn't wait for this past season to come out. I didn't have the patience. So I got into the manga and I read it all the way up to present, and it killed it for me. When the season came out, I was just not excited. Lackluster, really. I was sitting there going, I know what happens to you. I know what happens to you. You die. You lose an arm. You're about to go through some really sad stuff. And it was still entertaining, but that excitement for when the anime drops every weekend just wasn't there. Luckily, I have not done that for Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer, so I'm simply just watching the anime. I'm not reading the manga. I don't want to know what happens. I want to watch it unfold before my very eyes. And all my friends that have already read the manga keep telling me how awesome it is, and I'm like, you know what? I believe you. I'm going to find out soon enough. And I honestly believe that the interaction with the video game, and since it's, not really a manga, but if you play the game, you'll notice how you can perceive it that way. I think the interaction makes it where you can watch the anime and then go play the game and still enjoy both. And it really amazed me that I went from wanting to uninstall this game to watching the anime and then being hyped to play it, to get to the next level, to get to the next plot twist that I knew was coming, but the game seemed to always put it in a different place or a different perspective so that it still felt genuine to the game. Now, I'm sure not everyone's going to share my perspective like this. I'm sure people are going to say, well, of course you can't look at it like a manga. It's a video game. But that's what works for me, and that's what I'm going to do. Also, if you're going to play it for the first time, I do highly recommend watching the anime while you're playing the game. Maybe watch 3 or 4 episodes of the anime and then go play the game for a couple hours like I did. The first time I did this, I played the game for 4 hours straight. I didn't even realize time had passed that fast. It was just really fun. The story is captivating, and once you get used to the flow of combat, you'll learn each enemy's movements and attacks to where you can parry and defend and go on offense in a really stylish way. It's almost like Devil May Cry. It feels a lot like Devil May Cry, but of course, not as stylish. On top of all this, the RPG elements that they add in the game feel natural, like they belong there. Each time you level up, you feel that you're getting stronger. And the skill tree that they've implemented in the game is very well thought out, and it can go in a lot of different directions, like most skill trees, but it does feel like you can match it to your playstyle, which is really important. And while it's nowhere near the level of Final Fantasy X or Skyrim, it does add replayability, and you do want to unlock these new powers so that you can unleash them on your enemies. I do highly recommend turning off auto lock when you play this game though. Auto lock in this game means you automatically lock on to the first target that you hit, and this could be really annoying if you're like me and you prefer the run and gun style of playing. If I'm going to focus my attack, I want to be able to retreat whenever I want and look where I'm going. The auto lock feature disables your ability to look where you're going, and it focuses exactly on the enemy. And while I understand the usefulness of this, I hate it. They could have at least made it to where if I wanted to look away, I could, and I would just have a nav point on where that enemy was at all times. And I know that defeats the whole purpose of auto lock, but I say that because I hate auto lock. I think it's stupid. And one last thing about the game before closing is that the enemy types in this game are very unique. They look really creepy, and they set a certain tone. It's almost like they don't fit in. They are not supposed to be there. And it gives the game this very eerie quality that I absolutely love. Oh, and boss battles. Love boss battles. Best thing in games since the history of gaming, and this game does boss battles very well. Especially when you're going up against another person, you really know if you don't do this correctly, you're going to get your ass kicked. Overall, I've really enjoyed the game. I've only played with the male character. I haven't played with the female character, which is supposed to be different. Each story campaign is supposed to be about 20 hours, which is so far correct with the male. I do plan on playing with the alternate character in the future, but for now, I have other things on my agenda, like finishing that Black Desert video I talked about at the beginning of this video. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. And if you want to see more and keep up to date, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Let me know what your favorite anime is down in the comments. I'm really curious to see that. If you don't like Jujutsu Kaisen, I think you're dumb. Just kidding. I will see you guys in the next one.